Time to get into character creation for the Multiverse role-playing game. So basically, time to create your own Marvel character. So this starts off with a character creation. So now, theoretically, what you can do is if you look in here in the back, what you can do is you could theoretically play as any one of the characters that are already in the Marvel multiverse and everything. So you do have like your pre-made characters, so you could play as your favorite Marvel character, any from Spider-Man to Storm, and the different versions of Spider-Man. You could play as like a Shield agent, Shuri, Shang-Chi, like pretty much like the movies. You even got like the X-Men, like you see here Sabretooth, good old Guardians of the Galaxy with Rocket Raccoon. So you could play as any one of those. Now, what I did to kind of like showcase this is I actually made my own character. So I made myself and everything. So figuring I'm going to be like a mutant, and I'm going to be like along the lines of like I used Colossus as kind of like an example. So name's Renarius Ashkavan, 5'7", 167 pounds. I'm a male, blue eyes, red hair, size average. My distinguishing features: I have Viking tattoos all over body. So, because as my code name is the Viking, so these are the traits that I was able to pick and everything going through like the character creation. So we'll start off like in here with the character creation. So this basically is that part right in here. So like the occupation, like we'll go down here. Like my team is the X-Men. Base is Krakoa, like the island. So that's where like all the other X-Men, at least in this game, that's their base and everything. Origin, mutant, and occupation. I figure I'm a student, like at the Xavier schools for the gifted and everything. So basically, then we get into like the different ability scores and everything. So you see here, like they had give an example of how you could do it and everything. So I went like with you have different ranks and everything. So like pretty much like a 1 to 5 or whatever. So, or I should say 1 to 6 and everything. So you have so many points to be able to spend and everything. So how I did it, since I wanted to model my character after Colossus, and I'm kind of that melee type of character, kind of like a brawler. I went like and increased my melee agility and resilience up there, so that way I could like kind of stand side by side my like idol, at least in this character's sense of Colossus. And so his abilities like aren't like Colossus where he can turn his skin into steel and everything. Mine, you got like a hands where I can turn into like hammers and like weapons and stuff. And so that kind of like goes in line with like the abilities that I have. So completely different than Colossus, but kind of like the same kind of concept and everything. So then we have like the backstories and everything. So like the different ideas you can use, like I guess it's like the idea of the origins and stuff. So for instance, like I went with like the mutant and everything. So of course also goes over the occupations and everything. So I said like I'm a student, being like a student at Xavier School for gifted and everything. So you got like different tags and everything, kind of like what kind of like in a sense like what kind of like fleshing out your character and everything. So now we can see we actually get into like the power. So this is based on like a rank. So like you can see here like the higher you rank is, the more powers you got. So like I know I didn't put like the full with being rank 4, I didn't use the full 16 powers, but I kind of fleshed them out with like some of the powers like that I could use. So it gives an example here with Spider-Man, how you pick your powers and everything. So they do give like a bunch of like tables here for like an overall ability. So these are kind of again into like the different groups of them. So like in here you see like different groups, like and here elemental control, illusion, magic, so like martial arts, melee weapons. I'm universal travel, so like teleporters and stuff like that. So I pretty much pulled from like the super strength and like the super speed groups and everything for my abilities. So to kind of flesh him out and everything. So you also got like things like teleportation. Think of like characters like Nightcrawler from X-Men. Telepathy would be like Jean Grey, and Professor X would be good examples. So you got your basic controls, like basic powers. You weather controls, sort of like a storm. And like going back to these other ones, like ranged weapons. Someone like Hawkeye would be into this and everything. Your spider powers, Spider-Man. So your super strength and super speed. Like super speed would be someone like a Quicksilver. Super strength like up here, like the Colossus example I use. So your magic sets would be kind of like a Doctor Strange. Like martial arts would be someone like a Deadpool or like Black Widow. So those are just examples of like the characters that you would use for like the different powers. And so now we actually get into like you see here with the character creation, like the different descriptions for the powers that you get. So now, like I said, I pretty much went with like the super strength and like the super speed and everything. So like banging heads, clobber, crushing grip, jump 3, quick toss, smash, unrelenting smash, blazing fast fists, lightning actions, blur, immense, the heightened senses, invasion. So I'm kind of like Colossus in that like I'm like a strength-based character, but I also have like a more quickness. Like so, I'm kind of like I said with the idea I have, where like my fists and everything, I can turn into hammers and weapons and stuff like that to kind of like use these abilities and everything. So these are like you have like a certain amount of ability like to go, and with the higher the rank is, like the more points you have. So like I said, like I went 6, 5, 6 for melee, agility, and resilience. Vigilance, ego, and logic, I just went with 1, just kind of like it'd be like, okay, I got at least something in there. Karma is based on like your rank, so like you have like 1 point per rank for karma, so that's why that's 4. Resilience, as you can see here, resilience times 30 is basically like the D&D equivalent would be hit points. So like I start off with like 180, because as you can see, resilience 6 times 30 would be 180. Vigilance is, as you can see, like a vigilance or focus right here. Vigilance times 30. So vigilance 1 times 30 is 30. So it gives here like notes that you can do for like your kind of like character notes. It does now. This is like in a sense the back would be normally on the back side of the character sheet, but I printed it off like this, so it gives you the character sheet more. In a sense, like boxes for you, these abilities here, because like as you can see, like with the actual like ranks back here, the higher your rank, the more powers you get and everything. So like I decided that I was a rank 4, but like it all depends on like your game master. So your game master may want you guys to start off at rank 1, and like when you are pretty much like, maybe I could like power this character down to rank 1, and like we're all like in a sense, as you can see like the picture here with X-Men, maybe we're just like a new team of X-Men, like we're the new X-Force, or like the new we're like the new mutants and everything. We're like a new team of like students that were just starting out, and so that's why like the game master may start us off at rank 1, but like for this character creation I went with rank 4. And so here you got like your run, climb, and swim and everything. So that's basically like the game speed. So like for instance, the equivalent in D&D would be like your move speed of like 30 feet, or like if you're like a dwarf or a halfling, maybe 25 feet or 20 feet respectively and everything. So that's the concept of that. Initiative modifier is basically based on like your vigilance. So whatever your vigilance is how like that modifier you get. So if like I have vigilance 1, so that's a +1. So if I had like instead of like a melee 6, I had a vigilance of 6, my initiative would be +6 or whatever. So now damage reduction, stuff like that, and I didn't get into with character creation, because that's something that I could get into once we're starting the game. And of course, like the same thing, like right here with like the team maneuver. That's going to be something that we can start off with and everything once we start getting played. So like as you can see here, like traits are basically like in a sense are the equivalent to D&D's feats and everything. So that's coming from D&D or Pathfinder. Think of traits as like feats and everything. So like I'm battle ready, berserker, free running, and enduring constitution. So they do have, in a sense, like the explanation of the feats and everything. So like here, the berserker character often loses control of their temper. Anytime they take physical damage, must make an ego check with the target number equal to the amount of damage done. So it's kind of like for instance, like me, if I get hit, I tend to lose my temper and everything. So it gets back to my code name, the Viking or whatever, right? Like almost along the lines of like Wolverine being a berserker or whatever. So that's how the traits work, and so like how the abilities work here, as you can see with the descriptions, they actually explain all these powers and how you actually use them in here. So this is pretty much like a quick explanation of like the character creation, and me just kind of going over this and like giving you a quick overview of, hey, this is how you make a Marvel character and everything. So now, of course, I would say first, the easiest way to get into it is first time is, as I showed with the characters here, is we got Thor, we got Titania, Thing, Thor, Jane Foster. We got the different characters here that are, in a sense, already pre-made. So I would say a good way to learn this game would be do a one shot as like the different characters in here. So like you can, like I said, I'll go back different versions of Spider-Man, like Miles Morales, Peter Parker, the traditional Spider-Man. So I would say do like a one shot or something using these characters, so you can get the understanding of how the system actually works, like the abilities, your damage, like your ranks, your health, so that way you get a good understanding of how the game runs. And then once you do that one shot, then you can actually get into like the character creation, so you have a good idea of how things run, and then you can get into the character creation, do this, and then run your own campaign. So but this is just kind of like a quick overview of Marvel Universe and how to do like a quick character creation. So I mean, I had done this before, so I wouldn't necessarily spend 45, 50, maybe even an hour long, just kind of like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. I went over it and like, okay, pre-did it, and kind of showcase like a quick way of like, hey, this is how you quickly do it and everything. And just kind of like a quick video, just kind of like a point, kind of like go over the character creation again, kind of reiterating myself real quick and everything. So this is the character creation for Marvel's multiverse role-playing game, where you can actually play in the universe of Marvel comics or the movies.